Hi, my name is Jane, and today I bring you 5 things to be aware of when you're in the process of forming a new habit. First, you must understand that you've already done it before. You successfully formed habits all life long. That's how we work as human beings. It's really simple. Habits are the things you do on a daily basis without thinking too much about them, like eating comfort food when you're stressed, watching TV to distract yourself from work, or using a cat or dog voice to speak to your pets. Your body releases different hormones whenever you perform a familiar task or experience a familiar emotional state. For example, dopamine is released whenever you eat your favorite food or turn on the TV to watch your favorite show. Since dopamine is a feel-good hormone, you associate those actions with a positive emotion. You know it's a habit when just thinking about doing those things kind of makes you feel better. It seems habits are like addictions that kick off the release of familiar chemicals in your brain. You're just used to it. Emotional states are like this too. That's how personality traits are formed in the long run, but it's another story. The good news is that we have a use it or lose it brain. When we focus our attention towards cultivating a new habit, we begin changing the structure of our brain as we develop and strengthen new neural pathways. So it's possible to override an old habit by introducing and consciously repeating another action instead. Which brings us to our second point. You need to become aware of your emotional triggers. It takes time to fully develop a new habit, and it's easy to start but hard to stick to it because various emotional triggers like stress, anger, or sadness motivate you to fall back into your old habits. Your brain and body are working together to produce predictable results. So if your body memorized that eating cake in front of the TV makes you feel good fast, guess what you'll feel tempted to do instead of working out at 7 p.m. A little bit of awareness goes a long way, so you can move on to the next step. You can use the body's chemical mechanism to your benefit. It's easy to start a new habit because of the initial dopamine kick you get once you try something new. However, you're walking a very thin line where you don't get to feel all that good when the potential new habit starts feeling like homework. You have to keep it simple. For example, if you want to keep your house clean, it's easier to motivate yourself to do one chore a day for 20 minutes than to clean the whole house for 3 hours once a week. It's also easier to motivate yourself to exercise for 20 minutes than for an hour straight. Becoming productive like that will release the feel-good hormones, and you'll be more likely to stick to your new routine. Number 4. If possible, make time to cultivate your new habits in the morning or just as early as possible in the day when you still have a good amount of energy left. You'll get to feel good about being productive and your body will memorize the experience as a pleasant one, so you'll want to do it again. It's harder to find motivation in the evening when you're already tired. You want to avoid stressing over having to catch up with your new habits at night, because it most likely will trigger your usual behavior. Number 5. Be aware that initial changes in the brain structure and neural pathways are temporary. Even though our brains instantly create new synaptic connections when we try something new, it takes time to make these connections last. As we strengthen the new pathways, the old pathways we no longer use become smaller and weaker. However, no pathway is truly forgotten, so if you failed at cultivating a certain habit before, it will only become easier the next time. Since your brain already created the pathways in the past, it will easily recreate them on demand. So forming new habits in a nutshell is a matter of triggering the right chemical responses in your brain and body in order to find motivation to keep doing something different for a good amount of time, until it becomes natural and weird not to do it. Be patient with yourself and don't beat yourself up over setbacks. It takes just as much time and effort to develop a good habit as it takes to create a bad one. Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe for more content revolving around self-improvement. See ya!